All right. As you can probably tell from the gameplay on screen, the pressure cutter is not an F tier weapon. It probably should have never been an F tier. And in fact, it was made clear to me that I was committing a Kirby brain in one of my tier lists where I ranked the Husk Cleaver above the pressure cutter, even though, cut to my recording screen, there are, you know, the exact same stats on these weapons. In fact, the crafting recipe is a little different because the pressure cutter is a hydraulic weapon instead of the base game set, but it's just got more impact and identical stats. So I put an identical weapon above the pressure cutter, which arguably, given its same stats and higher impact, it should be higher than the Husk Cleaver, if anything. This is the same thing I yelled at my community for doing when they put the trash cannon below the bazooka in the community rockets tier list when the trash cannon is the exact same weapon but cheaper. Thank you, Zaku, for funding this video. This is another one of those videos where he sent me like 50 bucks and was like, hey, cover the pressure cutter. And I was like, dude, you do not need to do that. But thank you to him because you guys watching on YouTube are getting a free video. I was not planning on recording this. I've got other videos I would like to make, but this one bumped the queue because Zaku wanted to make it happen. And thank you to AS407. He's the one who was like, hey, bro, pressure cutter is one, not bad, and two, the same weapon. And I was like, nuh-uh. And he said, uh-huh. And then I looked, and then here we are. So yeah, this video is also showcasing the pressure cutter being very well boosted. All right, let's talk about the loadout real quick, or the perks. Double crit damage, nature, because we're in a water zone, affliction is very strong on melees, and deadly blade crash in the lead. So this is going to be totally rocking out boosted, very, very strong version of the pressure cutter. I will still say that it's not one of the best melees, but instead of F tier, probably like a B or an A tier melee. It is a great conduit for totally rocking out because you can buff the crit rating by a ton and the attack speed is adequate and the damage is good. We can guarantee totally rocking out with main stage Quinn, having those wafers ready to eat, battle beat just to keep it going. And I am going to be using Assassin Sarah because she buffs Deadly Blade Crash's affliction damage by a lot. I realize now that I suppose I didn't explain her, when you crit, which we will be doing a lot, it'll apply a snare and affliction effect on the enemies where over the course of the next 3 seconds, they're going to be slowed down while taking a lot of damage. So if I want to use this optimally, it makes sense to eat a wafer and then hit multiple targets before moving on to the next one. Like if you're going to hit a Mist monster or a Miniboss, it makes sense to keep hitting that same target, but you might want to just crit once and come back in 3 seconds as long as it's not like a flinger or a smasher running towards your defense. So Assassin Sarah, which is also the base game version of this character, I'm using Lotus Assassin because I'm a founder and I can, but Assassin Sarah is a regular character that you guys probably have in your inventory. She buffs that damage and pairs better. The alternative to her is Paley Luna. Paley Luna is really, really good. She does extra damage, which is really, really meaningful, and Paley Luna is the queen of melee, as I've said it a million times, but in this very specific build, I am opting not to use her. My last two supports are Arlene Iza. She's going to keep us alive because she'll convert weapon damage to health, which is huge, and anatomy lessons, because even with wafers, you know, totally rocking out fades out, I forget to eat it. It's really good to just have that base crit chance where normally I think it's a 10% chance to crit, but with her in support, we're starting at 32.5, and I believe a teammate might be running boom base. Maybe now that I said it, they will, but this is the build that we're running, and this is my video. Thank you, Zaku, for funding it, showcasing that the pressure cutter is not that bad, and I have a subplot of this video. Oh yes, I am queuing this mission to show you guys that metal corrosion is no reason not to use metal. All right, so to demonstrate this commander perk, check this out. I eat a wafer, crit, and hopefully crit, yeah. And then you just step away and you can see how much extra damage happens. That's the power of corrosive strikes. It's tempting to like stay targeted on one enemy at a time, but it makes a lot of sense to just move on after you apply that affliction because not only do you have the weapon affliction, but the commander as well. They go down pretty easy after that. And even against a normal crowd, no wafers, no charge up. You just hit everything once. Normal affliction, the commander takes care of everything. Fun little tip for everybody. I really like the cannonade for clearing structures. It's a fully automatic, decent mag-sized launcher that might be a little expensive for the average user, but if you can afford it, it's a really good weapon to use just to get rid of structures because the more you can clear out of your way, the better it is to just trap efficiently. You can get a better layout of where all the maps are, the map structures, and then you can find where the enemies are going to come from and trap more efficiently. All right, the defense begins. This is a little over trapped with a little bit of smart thinking. So enemies are going to come through here, and they're going to get immediately discharged by somebody who doesn't record that I'm making a video pokey. And then they'll be pushed down into this pit where they basically have to walk right back up. So the south side is basically getting recycled. And then Johnny's deciding to trap after the mission starts, where the enemies should be coming in through here. And my tip on metal corrosion is that, normally speaking, these normal enemies should be not making it to the defense, and they are the only enemies in the entire game that will actually trigger metal corrosion. So Huskies won't, mist monsters won't, it's only the basic targets. So if basic zombies are making it to the objective, as they are now, then it's a failure of the trapping, and it's not really a consequence of metal corrosion being too strong. So long as you trap in a way that keeps them away from your objective, you shouldn't even need to worry about it and just build out of metal. And of course, we're in a water zone, so you wouldn't want to build out a brick anyway to avoid it. I just think you should just keep on using metal and use better traps. Now, back to the primary point of the video, this weapon, decently strong, especially with this build. 250 smashers are going down easy. Obviously, I haven't actually initiated a full health smasher yet, but we can change that right now. Let me just grab that before I fall all the way down. Totally rocking out active, and you can see all that extra damage. I'm just gonna back off. It would make sense to keep shooting, but I swear he knows the only reason we are in this game is to record a pressure cutter video. He's in the stream. He knows why we're here. But anyway, it's actually pretty strong. So a weapon that I always deemed F tier and never worth using is just, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty viable. And the pressure cutter is a weapon that we get in regular missions all the time. So if it's a weapon that you've constantly discarded, potentially from my bad advice, then you might want to pull it out and actually have a decent time. So here's metal corrosion, not triggering from a smasher, and tar pits are of course stopping smashers in their tracks, which is exactly what they're supposed to do. And then the traps that I placed down around the map are now activating my Totally Rocking Out from Battle Beat, which is really, really good. You can see that I've got 18 wafers, but I barely need them. Regular targets don't really need the help. We are critting 32.5% of the time. I don't think anybody ran boom base, but that's okay. You know, we're getting the job done, getting it taken care of, and it looks like the big targets are thinning out a little bit, and, oh, except for over here, perfect. Double broadside's a great way to take care of it, including the plasmatic discharger. But you see it went down really quick. I know that was only half health because Pokey just refuses to let me record this video, but honestly, even a mostly full health smasher goes down pretty effortlessly. You just eat one wafer and swing a few times. Double crit damage is not a perk setup that I generally recommend, but if you are prepared for it, if you're prepared to eat wafers whenever, you're prepared to put down traps like these ones, you know, again, I overbuilt this in a 360 degree. That's not necessarily the best tip ever, but if you're prepared to do all that, you can activate with Battle Beat pretty effectively, and wafers got your back all the same. And because we're in a water zone, it's a good time of year to actually pull out the ceiling electric fields, or yeah, the nature ones, because I use energy year round. If that doesn't really make a difference, but if it's in a water zone, nature is 25% stronger. Yeah, who else wants to make their ceiling electric field 25% stronger? Hands in the air. In fact, a supercharged 144 energy ceiling electric field will do 14.5% more damage than a normal one, which means that an electric one, their nature one, that is 130, will do basically 10% more damage. So yeah, even if you don't have the superchargers, I recommend making a nature copy. I keep saying electric, but a nature copy ceiling electric field will be a lot more effective than a normal one, given that you have the right mission. Now, I'm recording this where the new season started about a week ago, and last season was all fire missions all season long, which meant electric nature, same electric fields kind of had to go away. They were not going to be very useful, but now that we have water missions again, this is a Miniboss season during the Hexylvania season, we actually have multiple different element types, and water is one of them. So yeah, you can see Smasher going down super easy. I love it. A weapon that I always deemed terrible, actually pretty good, so long as you're not getting forced into a corner by a riot husky, but we're still clipping them. You know, that affliction damage goes a long way. It can also be fun to just go into a nice crowd of enemies and try to activate Totally Rocking Out that way, just hitting all the enemies one at a time and then activating it from there. The swing speed, by the way, really bad if you don't have Totally Rocking Out. Oh, what a perfect mini boss. Perfect mini boss. Eat the wafer, hit the mini boss, heal the teammate. Obviously, you know, I said it's not an S tier melee that's gonna start topping charts, all right? But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know we're getting team help here, but you can see the many hundreds of thousands of damage I'm doing. It's actually pretty effective. That is not F tier damage. That was actually pretty strong. Now, the fastest way to kill that mini boss might have been like a nature pot shot, for example. But hey, you can see it's not struggling against smashers with nearly 5 million health. So yeah, pretty strong weapon indeed. Now, I didn't say this in the intro, but this is a two-part video. So in the next build, I actually want to try Assassin Sarah in the lead just because she'll smoothen it out, where instead of adding affliction damage that may or may not activate, that triggers damage over a period of time, like this right here, if I keep swinging, I feel like I'm just wasting her damage. You know, like she's doing a little bit of extra damage once per second, but you saw that smasher died so fast that I'm laughing at the point I'm about to make. That smasher died so fast that we couldn't even take full advantage out of her perk because she only triggered twice. Now, I'm laughing because optimizing a build because it's killing smashers too fast is the definition of irony. I don't know how much faster you want to kill a smasher, but I think it's a lot more practical to run an attack speed perk on this and put Assassin Sarah in the lead, keep Whiteout Fiona for that higher crit chance. So you'll be dropping the extra crit damage, but you'll be doing more damage with Assassin Sarah, and you'll be less reliant on critting constantly, whereas every single hit will be going up. It's not necessarily a better way to play. I haven't really done the math on these builds, but it's something I want to try. So yeah, I think we had our fun with Corrosive Strikes. Let's hop into the next game's loadout. All right, this build is super simple. It's basically the same as the first one, but instead of Corrosive Strikes in the lead, we got Assassin Sarah. And then instead of Corrosive Strikes in support, I'm going to put Luna back in the build because she's awesome. And the only change that we have to make to this weapon to really accommodate this, although frankly, if you're using wafers, as I'm going to continue using, you could probably keep double crit damage. I just feel like attack speed goes so much further. It's so much smoother to use. And with Paleo Luna in support, this will help take better advantage of her. So that's it. Got to make sure to grab the health pylon, but let's hop right back into a mission where the nature copy is going to work. I almost queued fire. That would have been bad. All right, I haven't had a chance to get my wafers, but we have a smasher here, so I'm going to try it out. You can see the faster swing speed is nice. We're obviously going to kill it a lot slower without Toy Rockin' Out active, and we're going to be critting less hard, but, you know, still a pretty respectable kill time for a weapon that's not really being boosted that much. All right, I know she's in support, and it's not a big difference, but 25% health is going to go a little bit of the ways. It's worth it. Once again, clearing the map with this is super set. Oh, that's a lot of wafers. I don't need more wafers, but oh, I should have thought ahead before I started blasting. And then I was just blasting. Okay, somebody will get that reference. I'm not even gonna put the image. Either you know what I'm talking about or you don't. But clearing the map goes a long way because when you get weird terrain like this, you gotta clear your head. And Johnny has figured out his strategy. All right, you know, I'm not going to stop him here. Actually, I'll help him. If you're seeing somebody do something like this, just gotta, you know, go in, play some, not ceiling, floor freeze. There you go. Help him out. This is unnecessary. This is not how to trap a mission, but he's going for it. All right, I don't know what's going on in here. I added some steel electric fields and wall darts, and you know what? We're just going for it. Build out a brick in a water zone. I'm 100% sure my teammates are either Kirby-brained as well or just trolling, but we're just going for it. You know, Pressure Cutter might not be an F-tier melee, in my opinion, anymore, but this is unreasonable. We're building brick in a water zone, which is just such a bad idea, because water enemies will do double damage versus brick, and that alone means wood might genuinely be stronger in this instance. I think it actually is. So can't agree, but you can see Toy Rockin' Out kicking in makes this weapon a lot stronger. In fact, I could just walk away because the inherent affliction damage on this weapon, even without Corrosive Strikes, is plenty of extra damage to take out those targets. Once again, using my Nature Steel Electric Fields here just to knock them out. You can see this weapon's pretty effective versus regular targets. Arlene Iza's keeping us alive, so long as we're getting the kills here. Then we can just hop over here, and no Toy Rockin' Out active, but going down easy. And honestly, I'm just trying to showcase the weapon without Toy Rockin' Out a little bit, because eating the wafers makes things a lot quicker. Let's take a peek at this defense, see how we're doing. Okay, we got wood, and smashers are just putting in work. Thankfully, it's not a water smasher, but, you know, good damage. Look at that. This dude's over here using a pain train, and melee's doing more. Also, these Riot Huskies seem insane today. I was using a floor flusher today, trying to shoot through the little eye hole, and it was not working. Like, half of my bullets were just getting stopped by air. The eye hole's not that big, but I was aiming straight at the middle of it, and it just wasn't working. So, I don't know. Water smashers getting stopped by Brick walls. I don't know how that's even working. Like, the brick walls are performing better than they should. I promise this is a bad idea. Metal would have been easier. Is there, like, an excuse? What's the... Can you guys type in the game chat who placed that? If you were trolling, you could just say it. But was there a strategy here? Are we just going against my pleadings, my teachings about metal corrosion? This is ridiculous. The trap tunnel is like not even a tunnel. I just put electric fields and hoped for the best because there's really, yeah, it's not the right ramp for floor freeze, so it's kind of hard to work with this. I'm actually curious. If I do this, are they going to walk over it? They will. Okay. Can I just do that and actually freeze the enemies? I mean, all right. So if we're going to do that, let me eat a wafer before he runs. Oh, and Battle Beat activated while I was eating. Let me take him out quickly. All right. Seems like Corrosive Strikes was actually stronger. My wall dynamos are nature, so they'll actually do a little bit more damage. They won't go the full 2 tiles, but, you know, they will work. And, wow, look at that. They're actually walking over this. You can actually build over the slope. I don't know why I never thought to do that, but yeah, he's going to charge. Oh, and then he's going to stop charging, and then he's going to break my floors, and then freeze. Okay, that... Smasher just failed at everything he tried to do. Like, what? He charged and then stopped, and then he went to break the floor, and I think he ran to the edge and hit the air, so he never even touched the floor, and then he just died. So, yeah. Looks like these broadsides are mostly working, plus the wall dart and the sea electric fields. I mean, it works. You can see wall darts are actually quite strong, so, especially on a physical target like this. So, yeah, round 1 success with wood and brick. What is happening? All right, jumping into the next game. So there are spawns out here that should be addressed. So we are going to block this off. There we go. And then we'll just limit it one more time. Is that gonna get him? Can we? Yeah, we got him. I can't believe that worked. We need to get defenders in place. All right, let me do this, and then there we go. Yeah, freeze them up, and then I'm just gonna use gas. Yeah, if you're not using the trap picker, by the way, I highly recommend it. It's quite effective. Oh, I blocked my tunnel. I blocked my tunnel. Oh, geez. My teammate has saved me. Okay, all right, break the tunnel, break the tunnel. All right. Oh, hey, totally rocking out. There we go. Oh, block this, block this. I know using brick to block water enemies is dubious at best, but it works. All right. All right, the tunnel is in place. Is this a pressure cutter showcase or trapping? I don't know. It's everything. Save the World is a game that has a lot going on. People get bored of the gameplay, but I think they get stuck with regular metas, and I recommend turning off your brain. It's a great way to experience the game. Nature, by the way, I'm going to do less damage than normal, so this is not as ideal. Still okay, but what I do have, I think I have do I have a fire weapon in here? I guess I do. Corsair? How well does a Corsair do? A little shout out to the Corsair. Decent melee. You can see the top left. I know I'm getting help from my team, but I'm doing, I don't know, couple million DPS. Not bad. And of course, I'll do a lot more if I eat my wafer. Yeah, okay. Honestly, this is a good showcase that you can just pull out a random weapon for your inventory, like the Corsair, when I was not planning on using the Corsair, and it works. Why do I have a 144 Elegant Scythe? I think a viewer dropped me that for a video, and then that video hasn't happened yet. So, regardless, let's go bully a flinger, you know, throwing, there we go, throwing stars. They can crit, by the way. What is that? Oh, a chest? An actual chest? It looked like Blakebeard's stash. Hey, am I getting lucky? Oh, I got efficient parts. Yeah, okay, I'm not that. Oh, 420 light ammo. Blaze it. Nice. Light ammo. Light it up ammo. All right. Honestly, this defense is working better than I thought. Can we snipe it again? You know what? Cannonade. Cannonade pulling its weight. Who said Cannonade was bad? I like the Cannonade. I use it for clearing structures exclusively, even though it's supercharged. But it's actually a solid weapon. It's a fully automatic launcher that pairs really well with my insane rocket loadout. So that video is a great watch if you want to make all your rockets better. But this up here is actually doing really well. Enemies are tracking on top of it, and I'm pretty satisfied with how it's going. My weapon keeps disappearing, but honestly, there are so many bugs in this game so regularly that I just sort of accept it. Oh, I gotta get him. I gotta get him. All right. These flingers. We've lost no health on the objective. What the hell? We've lost no health. These walls are staying true. I mean, the thing I say about metal corrosion stands true when it comes to this as well. So long as the enemies don't touch your base, then you don't need a very strong base. As long as you have trap tunnels in the way, stopping them from getting close, you'll take care of it. You'll get through it just fine. So Yeah, alright, well, this has been a very wild video. Metal corrosion, weird trapping techniques, cannonade love, Corsair shoutout, metal corrosion teachings, broadside spam. What was this video about again? Pressure cutter? You guys should try it out. It's a decent melee. A lot of people get bored with the game using top meta weapons exclusively, and I'm here to remind you that base game weapons that you've completely disregarded are actually pretty good. If you want to hop off from this video and find another amazing base game melee that you might have forgotten about, the Clax. That's the one that I was looking for when I tried to take out that mini boss, and that's no accident. Definitely check out that video, recommended here at the end. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Thank you again, Zaku, for making this video happen, and goodbye for real this time. And then